My name is Todd Malloy, Clinical Director of Inner Peace Counseling Center here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Today I'm at In the Cut Barbershop, where I'll be hosting the first in a series of men's forums focused on clarifying information, dispelling myths, and educating on the issues of manhood, sexual health, relationships, passion, intimacy, and beyond. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Ladies, this is an opportunity for you to get a bird's eye view of what men really talk about in a man cave. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Man Cave Conversations.
Today, the rap and stuff, and then the appearance in which they throw, the image, the persona, and everything in which they give you, is nothing like the Malcolm X's, and because how do we go from walking around in suit and tie to sagging pants, and degradation of women completely, you know what I'm saying? Oh, why would you call a woman a bitch or a hoe and all this? And why would a woman even allow herself to be called that? That's what I can't understand today. And they call each other boss bitches and all this type of stuff. That's no respect.
You gotta be a dog too to call her a bitch.
Yeah.
So go both ways.
Let's go both ways.
Well, I think social media
That's
big role to play in that.
That is the beast.
Women degrade themselves and they don't demand respect, so they get no respect.
Yeah.
If you look on social media, the women that all the men are magnified to or what have you, the women that's shaking their butt, they don't even have thongs on, they have G-strings on, and nothing but a top on, and the men love that. So they don't demand respect, so they're not getting respect from the man.
I think what's sad about that, and just to add that in quickly, it almost seems as if the women are tailoring themselves to the type of woman that now these men want. Mm-hmm. And so it's almost like a generational curse. Mm-hmm. Like, we really don't want that type of woman. Right. Because even in the music, we say we want to marry her. Mm-hmm. But deep down, we all want to be married or want to have that longing for somebody else caring for us like we care for them.
Well, let's not say we don't want that. We want that in our households, in our private bedrooms.
Yeah.
A lady in the street, a freak between the sheets. Everybody, Tina Turner said private dancer. Everybody want a private dancer, but that's what it is, a private dancer.
Not a public display.
Not a public display.
But the thing is, and it starts back with the invention of television, the whole key behind it is to tell a vision. The vision of the networks, the vision of the people, keep you preoccupied on things and keep your attention off of. Look at the government today. We spend more time talking about the tweets that Donald Trump is doing than we do about what he's really doing behind the scenes. The reality is we have now become a society. Just 20 years ago, we didn't have the kind of mass media that we have today. With the invention of CNN, now everything is global. So now we have the mentalities of gnats. You can't keep attention on one thing after the other because we're so constantly doing this. And you're twisted. You're twisted until you take some time to get away from some things. That's why they say silence is golden. Until you take some time to back up again and be true to yourself and look at what's really important in life, you will be scattered. And that is what is happening in such mass proportions all around. We spend more time with reality television than we do anything else. And justify
TV that's scripted.
Yeah.
And we all know life ain't scripted.
Exactly.
It ruins households, as I must say.
Yeah.
Because women get that facade fake.
Now these days, to me, I'm kind of you could say, type of old school type of person. I'm not into that Snapchat and all that texting and stuff. And I feel like now these days, girls kind of look for those guys that be wearing the new J's. They don't kind of look the nice dude, the dude that's actually got got his straightforward line. They're looking for to me the thug dude, the dude that rapping, hanging out with his friends, and I don't know, just be but talking to other girls while he talking to one other girl. Like I feel like girls a lot of girls say they want to be treated like queens. They want to have their Romeo, but they go for the guys that are not the Romeo. They go for the guys that treat them like dogs, but they leave out the guys that are actually the Romeos that they're looking for.
I think it's a generational divide, and excuse me, it's a generational divide, but it's also you can switch that shoe to the other foot. How we were talking about how guys want a girl with a big butt and twerks. You want that in the bedroom, but then you want a wife that's well mannered. But then there are girls that want guys who are, Martin Luther King's, Malcolm X, but sag their pants. And you can't tell a guy sagging his pants has a 4.0 and graduated from Harvard, and he's out there in the club with his pants down to his ankle, and maybe has something hanging out of his pocket. But it's a cultural thing, and there are subcultures of us young men who were raised in the old school method, or were raised with that way. But my aunt told me, she said, when you're growing older, go get you a girl who has a nice shape. She's doing everything. Go have your fun, but keep your wife at home. But when I grew up and I realized what I wanted, it's like you can't have both. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You choose one and you deal with it. It's gonna have its good and its bad. If that makes sense.
Does anybody want to respond to that?
I think to sum it up, so to speak, a woman want a smart guy, intelligent. You can take it from the crack house to the White House. He needs some edge to him, but he ain't disrespectful. I think that kind of sums it up.
Right.
This day and age, because my wife told me, I don't want nobody can push over. I don't think, there's some men let the woman push them over, but I think at some point you got to have some kind of ground that you're going to stand up if you really are the man.
Theoretically, not too many women don't want someone that they don't feel they can protect them.
Exactly.
They want to see a strength in a man. And again, doing what I do for a living, I hear a lot of stuff. And I've not heard any woman say, I want a weak man.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But when we're talking about the changes, part of the things we're talking about cultural divide, changes in society on what people are looking for, men and women are looking for. And we look at how society puts the pressure of the drama on us. But what I'm hearing in this room is it's about internal work. It's about an internal integrity. It's about internal awareness, getting to the point where, hey, I got too much stress on me. I really have to let this go. So if we're listening more to in here than out here, we'll be in a better situation. That's what I'm hearing. Y'all hearing the same thing?
Yes.
Excellent. So understanding that sexuality and sex is a part of who we are as men, how much of us really know, how many of us really know what it takes to maintain ourselves, to have the prowess, to have the stamina, to be able to procreate in whatever arena environment that we're in? Are we ever really taught how to take care of our sexual health?
No.
No,
Do we talk about it at all?
no.
So how?
It just,
I would say music is one of, at least for me growing up, music really is where I got most of my teaching from.
Well,
you kind of listen to the Jay-Z's or, whoever was like the guy that you looked up to musically is where you got a lot of your information. And a lot of times in growing up, you'll say, you even use music lines to talk to a girl. And some things in music, they put it better than you could word it in yourself. So a lot of times the music that we were listening to raised the generation. And so looking,
But the challenge with that is they're selling records, not necessarily carrying the information back to you.
Is it true?
And I don't think they teach you how to have sexual stamina. I think that you gotta know what you're doing for one, and talk about it,
that comes with association with it too.
But the question is, how do you learn how to know what you're doing? Like, for example, real talk. Everybody starts off at premature ejaculation. I know we don't want to talk about that. First time you had that experience, it's like, oh Lord, help me. Okay, so we all start off there. But what responsibility are we taking as individuals to understand the female anatomy? For example, has anybody had a class on what the woman's pelvic area looks like and where all the pieces and parts are, where the most sensitive pieces and parts are?
I mean, I think that, like, kind of going back to manhood and sexuality, I think, like, today's society, you don't really get looked at as a man if you even ask about how to please your woman. It kind of takes away from you as a man. So, like, when I first, my first time, I actually, like, just looked up the books and the research that was there for me. Like I said, that kind of goes back to, like, what type of man you are. Like, if you're, like, you got to have integrity in yourself to know, like, these are the questions I need answers to. And I'm either going to get these answers or I'm going to get the perception that I know what I'm doing and do it wrong.
Right. But you're inquiring. Not many people are inquiring because they didn't have. Cause when I came up, they didn't have no internet.
The thing about it is that, but he hit on a very strong point because the information is available. And sometimes we even on the home we get information, but it's more than the information. It is the application. It really plays a big part in terms of what is your interest. Are you still living like you were 16? You know, it's that the mentality. And we've also gotten so accustomed to everything being given to us that we don't have to work for it. Why do you think Viagra and all these other pills are such a multi-billion-dollar industry? Because of the fact that, you know, we think we can get quick fixes. And a lot of times we judge our sexuality too based on our quote-unquote size and endurance more so than there being some sensitivity, there being some communication between.
There is a misnomer. Hold on, I saw it. There is a misnomer. Number one, with all these pills of Viagra, the Cialis, the Vitro, they always don't work.
That's right.
That doesn't help and work with everybody.
That's right.
So there's a misnomer to think that you can take a pill and it work.
Now you even more first on it.
There's so much more psychosexual education that's required, more self-awareness that's required, body awareness and so forth. That is required in order to gain that stamina, to really understand that sexuality and sex is not about goal-oriented, oh, I'm gonna get my orgasm. Because if you actually limit sex to an orgasm, you've not really had intercourse, a full experience, because the biggest sex organ is not in the pelvic area, it's the skin. The skin has all the nerve endings. It's supposed to be a full body experience. But if you're not taught that, if you're not educated to that, and to point, it's nice that you go and you look up information, but everybody's unique. Can I be silly for a moment? Now, if y'all notice it or not, I'm African American, I'm a black man. Okay, so Black Man 101, pull hair, smack ass. That's what we do. Okay, that's just what we do. We proud. Even Steve Harvey be smacking on TV. However, I found out, I was, real conversation. I was in the therapy session and an African American woman said about her African American husband, he just likes to slap me on my ass and I'm just tired of it. And I looked at her like, you tripping. Damn, black man, he can't help himself. This is like Black Man 101. But sure enough, I mean, to God be glory, 15 women that week said the exact same thing. And I said, oh my goodness, I got to go home and apologize. Because I got to start asking some questions. Because the general information that we get about sex does not necessarily apply to our partners. So it's not just about seeking information on the internet, just your own individual awareness. We actually have to start asking questions. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? Because the truth told is that everybody owns their own orgasm. It is not, gentlemen, I'm about to let y'all off the hook. I'm about to release the pressure. It is not our responsibility to give a woman an orgasm. I know it don't say that on TV, but that's truth. Why? I want you to think about this for a second. There's nobody in here that knows a woman more than that woman knows herself. It is about a personal exploration that she knows herself well enough to teach you how to take care of her. I.e., as it is a man's responsibility to teach a woman how best to satisfy him. Because truth be told, all men don't like head. I know. I know you looking at it
Depends on the passion.
Look, this is true. So everybody doesn't like the same thing. So when you're with a partner, it's imperative that you communicate. Why? If not, it is like being blindfolded, spun around 3 times, and told to hit a bullseye in the dark. Because all we have are pieces and parts, we're putting them together and hope we all get to where we want to be. As opposed to actually sitting down, talking, holding a dialogue. Hey, you know what, you might have done that with him, but I ain't him. I want to feel special. I want to be one and another. And that goes for a man or a woman. Thank you for watching Man Cave Conversations and sharing your time with us. It is our hope that you found the show both enjoyable and inspiring at the same time. We also encourage you to provide feedback, ask questions, suggest topics for future shows, or contact us to host a Man Cave Conversations event in your local area. We can be reached by email at info@mancaveconversations.com, Facebook, or Twitter. So, until the next time, continue to be empowered and elevated through self-awareness, education, and open communication. Take care, and thank you for joining us on this journey.